So what if you want to do more than just a list with a background thread and a main thread? Let's say you want to download an image or a JSON from a URL or just plain old text. You need more control than you giving a list in and forcing it to give you the index of that list and the value. This is where observable.create comes in. I'm just going to create an example. Get text from network. So I'm going to put observable.create. Use the lambda, and we're just going to put in a string. Subscriber. I like to name it like that. Now, this is where we're doing our work for our thread. So, for example, where we would usually put our do in background for async tasks, this is where we would put our code. So now we are giving it my network operation class, do the networking. And we're gonna go into something called a subscriber and on next. So just like on next here, on next gave us the one index and value of each one that we were at in our list. On next is exactly like this. Whatever we call on next, we actually get that. It's very similar to on progress with async task. So we're just getting the text from our web and just passing it on to on next. So whenever we subscribe to it, our on next is going to equal our text from the web. But we have to do more than that. We have to actually complete it. So we have to do subscriber.onComplete. And also we have to do some error stuff. So we're going to put it in this try catch block. And we're going to do that was supposed to be in there. This is supposed to be right here. Now, if there's an error, we're gonna put in an error. Subscriber.onError. We're just gonna put in I put in the error. We'll put in that. So whenever we get the error, we'll get the error. We can handle it. Now we have our create. We need to create this into a variable because we want to edit it just like we did to here without getting all messy. So what do we want from this? We want to do everything on a different thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our OB. Actually, we're gonna name this a task. A little easier. Then we're gonna subscribe this on a new thread, put background thread, and then we're going to observe it on. So we want to set our text view as the text we're getting from the web. So we want that on the main thread. And now we want to subscribe it, so we want to look at the data with our subscribe. We want to make our text view into the data. I'm going to say text view, text equals on next. Then we're just going to do the get text from network. Delete this. And run it really quick. See if that works. Looks like it would work. And it worked. So my text was, oh, hello there. And it worked, so. One very big tricky thing with this is that the on next, the on error, and the on complete. So the on next is pretty much your iteration, your on progress changed with async task. Your on complete is your pretty much your when you're done with everything. So if you iterate over a for loop in an async task or this, when you're iterating over a loop and you're done iterating over it and you're done with everything, you just call on complete. And if you get an error someplace, you just put on error, like if you have a null or you have a catch, just like this, just put on error. And that's it for the second video.